Facebook tonight. So my Facebook family, if you're watching this later or you're watching it now, hello, I have a very special guest. If you'll just leave some comments, I can see those comments that you're leaving. I have an author, and I love when the authors come because everybody thinks that they just print books and they end up on a shelf, but there's some hard work behind that. So if you'll just put in the comments where you're from, or if you want to say hi to the author, make sure you do that. So I'll give you a couple of minutes to come in. So hi, Ms. Levy, how are you? That's one of my very great professors. Hello, my Twitter friends. So I see Twitter. So Facebook Live on Twitter, live on Tucked In Tuesdays on Twitter. So I'm going to bring in the author of my first book, and the book is My Pocket Sloth Goes to School by Leigh Yarborough. Maybe she'll correct me when I come out. And illustrated by Neda. So I'll just let her tell us, the illustrator. And then, so there he is. And you see, I'm a sloth today. So, hi, Mike. Background lights. You notice, Mike, did it just for you guys. Todd Nesloni turned me on to these lights. I ordered me some from Amazon so I could add a little flare to the back. Hi, Autumn and CJ. So I'm going to bring the author out now. And there she is. Hi, Lori. How are you?
Hi.
And that's her daughter, Anna. Anna's here. So we love to have our authors and aspiring authors here. So her book that she wrote is My Pocket Sloth Goes to School. Uh, Thank you, Mike, praying for those. And let me put those comments up across the screen. We always like to give those that are commenting some shout outs. So hi, C2 and Autumn. Thank you, Mike. And so the second book is Flamingo, The Adventures of Franklin the Flamingo by Eminence System, written by, or illustrated by Eminence, and written by Franklin Renwick. So that's the second book. But our first book is right here, My Pocket Sloth. So I'll give a few people some time to come in, and then I'll start reading. So that's the author and her daughter. And you notice they have sloths all around them. And Lori and I started chatting via Facebook. And I sent her a picture and a video of me with a sloth when I was on vacation. And it actually smiled at me. I don't know if that's what they do by nature, but it totally liked me. So that's good news. So my pocket sloth goes to school, which some of us aren't that lucky to be able to do, go to school. But this sloth does go to school, and he's smiling, quite happy. All righty. So there's another prayer from Mike. So here we go. Did I say your name, Lori Yarborough? Did I say it right?
Very close. Yarborough.
Yarborough. Oh, I made it way more difficult than what it was. Illustrated by, tell me the illustrator's name.
Neda Sadreddin.
Neda Sadreddin.
Sadreddin.
There we go. And hi, Laura. Laura loves sloths. Well, tonight is your night. So it's for my sweet Anna, who inspired me to write a book about sloths, her favorite animal in the whole wide world. So there's Anna. Anna, wave your hand. It's one thing that somebody writes a book, but that you inspire a whole book, you're pretty famous, Anna. I'm just saying. All right, here we go. I have a little pocket sloth that likes to swing and sway. He hangs out in my pocket, his favorite place to play. And if this little girl isn't the cutest, and if this sloth is not the cutest, so cute. Sometimes he falls asleep when I hum his favorite tune. He shuts his tiny beady eyes and sleeps all afternoon. He's my funny, friendly, sleepy, snoozy pocket sloth. Oh my goodness, look how cute. Oh, sleep in my pocket. We hang out all the time, and there's really just one rule. My fuzzy, furry pocket sloth can't come with me to school. One day while we were playing, he chose hide and seek. I couldn't find him anywhere. That guy is such a sneak. He's my funny, friendly, sleepy, snoozy, fuzzy, furry, pocket sloth. Sleuth. I'm losing my traction. What am I supposed to be saying?
Sloth.
Sloth. Look how cute. I bet he gets into school. She's my type of girl. He's so getting in school. At school, my bag fell open, and much to my surprise, my sloth was peering back at me, excitement in his eyes. He really shouldn't be here, but now what could I do? I had to keep him out of sight until the day was through. He's my funny, friendly, sleepy, snoozy, fuzzy, furry, sneaky, peeky pocket sloth. Oh, jeez, this is getting hard. And she got him in. I thought well, we'd be fine. He might just take a nap. But when the bell rang very loud, he bounced into my lap with a little wink and a great big skip and a flip and a tuck and a roll. He took a dive straight off my desk and splashed into our goldfish bowl. He's my funny, friendly, sleepy, snoozy, furry, fuzzy, furry, sneaky, peeky, flipping, skipping pocket sloth. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Oh goodness. Isn't that cute, Tracy? So cute. I hauled him out and dried him off, and everything was grand until I stashed my backpack right next to me in band. He'd been oh so quiet. He hadn't made a sound. And when I bent to check on him, he was nowhere to be found. Yike-a-rooney. He's gone. Jeez. The trumpet started playing. The bass drums made a boom. The tuba hit a long, low note and blew my sloth across the room. Now, you'd think he'd be in danger, but look at his face. Totally loving it. He's so happy. Nothing gets this sloth down. Nothing. My friends and I all giggled as he wiggled around with glee, so I tucked him right inside my pocket, back where he should be. And friends are saying, cool, look at him. I wish I had one. He's my funny, friendly, sleepy, snoozy, fuzzy, furry, sneaky, peeky, flippin', skippin', giggly, wiggly, pocket sloth. And I see you reading this book along with me. Look how cute. And I don't read these books in advance, so this is my first time reading it. So if I mess up, make sure you tell me, Anna. We studied frogs in science that we'd drawn the day before. Today, our teacher brought one in and let it hop across the floor. Swinging from my pocket in a blur of brown and black, my buddy landed on the frog and rode upon his back. He's my funny, friendly, sleepy, snoozy, furry, fuzzy, furry, sneaky, peeky, flipping, skipping, giggly, wiggly, swinging, clinging pocket sloth. Jeez, that's a lot for a little creature. Hi, Karen. In art class, we sat toward the back, right near my good friend Kevin. My sloth picked up a box of markers and took out 6 or 7. There we go. This should go well. You can't mess this up. You can't get in trouble. Not with markers. Not kids and markers. The kids all stopped to watch. He put on quite a show. He turned, he leapt, he spun around and drew a huge rainbow. He's my funny, friendly, sleepy, snoozy, fuzzy, furry, sneaky, peeky, flipping, skippy, giggly, wiggly, swinging, clinging, spinning, grinning pocket sloth. Jeez, look at that. Those adjectives. Loving them. Our teacher wasn't happy. That's it, she cried. I'm done. She sent us to the office and ruined all our fun. The principal peered through his glasses. You broke the one big rule. Oh, goodness. Only one big rule? Jeez. Just one? Oh, my goodness. Hi, Fergusons. No pets at school. Yikes. Then he laughed and smiled. But your sloth's just great. He's cool. He gave us joy. He brought us laughs. He made the day so fun. I really hope you bring him back. And don't bring more than one. Because he could just tell in her eyes, look at her, that she would probably bring more than one. Let's see. He's my funny, friendly, sleepy, snoozy, fuzzy, furry, sneaky, peeky, flipping, skipping, giggly, wiggly, swinging, clinging, spinning, grinning, best friend, pocket sloth. There he is. This is the cutest book ever. The end. Oh, just like you guys are going to be tucked away. So tell me, Lori, what inspired you to write this book? And my Twitter friends, you can hear her.
Anna. Anna has been obsessed with sloths since she was a little bitty girl, like a baby. And she asked me to write her a book about sloths. And so I thought that might be fun to do.
Love that. So Anna, how do you feel knowing that you inspired your mom to write a book?
Pretty good. It's really
Pretty-
cool.
Very cool. Well, I can tell you love their book. That book, your eyes just open. Hi, Brian. Your eyes just open. So I have a secret. I'm gonna tell it. I'm gonna tell it, Lori. Lori told me, she said, it's just a little rhyming book. I mean, it doesn't even have a moral lesson. My goodness, it's full of lessons. Like it's a manual for what not to do at school. Great book. So in this book, we always do takeaways, and I'll do them after reading the second book. But this is one of the cutest books. So if they wanted to purchase this book, where can they go to purchase this book?
It's available on Amazon.com.
Amazon. Anywhere else?
So I have a website also. It's www.139inspired.com. It's in the front of the book. But yes, words spelled out.
There it is. And I can add it in the comments.
Yep.
139. There it is. Super Kids at 139inspired.com for permissions.
Yeah. And then the website is just 139inspired.com. So
Love it. So there's for my Twitter followers. Absolutely love it. This is the cutest book. And look at all your raves you're getting on
thank
just
you.
plain rhyming book.
It's a fun back to school. So for anybody who's anxious about back to school, it's a fun back to school book.
But just a disclaimer, I mean, you kind of have to have the sloth in your pocket to have this adventure. I mean, okay, so we'll move on to the second book, but we'll come back and revisit. You're welcome to sit there, and I love your cat's tail just going. Oh, the kitty in the back. So we're going to read Flamingo, and the author gave me permission, Eminence System. Flamingo, The Adventures of Franklin the Flamingo. And what's so funny, I schedule these books and I don't read them in advance. And to pick two really just calm animals that really don't, when you go to the zoo, those are probably the most calmest animals, except for flamingos on one leg. But to get both of them and seeing their alter egos is pretty nice. So here we go. During a beautiful summer day where the sky was blue and the clouds were white as snow, a flock of pink flamingos decided to stroll on the beach while enjoying the beautiful South Florida weather. So if you're from Florida, I guess you get to see these a lot. And the pages are stuck together because I didn't have read it. As the flock of flamingos was on the beach, they enjoyed the clear blue water as the waves washed up on shore. Each stood firmly on one foot while their feathers fluttered gently with the breeze. Children were taken aback by the beauty and color of this pretty flock. As they played in the water, they were curious to see the flamingos up close. Even the parents that were simply lying out and soaking the sun were amazed. Well, I mean, if I got to see them outside of a zoo, I would be pretty stoked. Just saying. Mike. From Florida. Joey, a boy that lived close to the beach, spotted the flock of flamingos from his bedroom window. He quickly grabbed his skateboard and yelled, "I'll be back, Mommy." His mother said, "Do not be too late, Joey, and wear your helmet. Please do not get in trouble on that skateboard." I've never heard a mother say that before. That's new. Joey rushed down the sidewalk, riding on his skateboard in and around and through the people that were walking along the path. He had a sense of urgency to see the beautiful birds. However, the flock moved from the shore and onto the sidewalk. Without enough time to brace himself, Joey, at a high speed, tripped over a rock, flew off his skateboard and into the air and landed on top of a flamingo. Joey had no safety gear, and all he could think about were the words of his mother before he left the house. Oh, this can't be good. At this point, Joey and the flamingo lay flat on their backs. Joey sat up first and saw the flamingo hurt and sobbing. A lifeguard who had seen the entire accident unfold called an ambulance to take the flamingo and Joey to the hospital. Well, isn't that nice? Flamingo, that flamingo is not happy. Look at his face. Oh, look at those eyes. He is not happy. Upon arrival, Joey met the doctor and explained to him what happened. The doctor took a look at both Joey and the flamingo and discovered an injury to the flamingo's left wing. The doctor proceeded to bandage the wing. However, he told Joey, flamingo will recover with your love and kindness, so you must take good care of him. The doctor gave specific instructions to Joey so he could help the flamingo heal quickly. Now I want you to look at his flamingo's face. If you think this bird is about to let Joey touch him, love on him, or hold him, we're sadly mistaken, because that flamingo is not very happy. A couple of days later, the flamingo seemed to be feeling much better, so it did work out. Joey had followed all the doctor's instructions. He was a good boy. However, he felt something was missing. He had grown to love and care for this flamingo. Joey then thought to himself, what if I were to dress this flamingo and add a little character? Will he talk to me? Could he be real, like a human? Oh, goodness. Dress him up. Fly mango. I see it happening. Joy went into his closet and found a shirt. He then scrambled through his closet and found a pair of khakis. Why not, he asked himself as he slowly dressed the flamingo. Ah, at last, the final touch. Sunglasses. Jeez, this relationship is coming together all quite too well. Now, the strange thing happened. The flamingo started salsa dancing and screamed out at the top of his lungs, Flamingo! My name is Franklin the Flamingo. Joey fell back on the floor in amazement. I can't believe this, he said. So, Mike, maybe if you put a flamingo in khaki pants and Hawaiian shirt and sunglasses, he'll start talking. Let us know how that goes, Mike. Hi, Joey. Thank you for taking care of me. I couldn't be here without you. However, I have a question for you. Joey, why do you have on any safety gear while riding your skateboard? Joey's response was, cool kids don't wear that stuff. Yikes. Franklin the Flamingo replied, you should always wear safety gear, especially a helmet. You could have gotten badly hurt. I can give you examples of other things to wear, such as knee pads, elbow pads, gloves, and a pair of running shoes. Joey said, thank you. I'll make sure it never happens again. So he's going to wear all of his safety gear. Franklin asked Joey if he would be interested in sharing information with all the kids so nobody else got hurt. Joey responded, it sounds like a great idea. So he teaches all the other kids about safety. Well, the next day, Joey and Franklin set up a tent and shared safety information with all the kids on the beach. Filled with joy, Franklin yelled, Flamingo! There he is. In an energetic mode, Franklin started to dance salsa because he was so happy to teach children about safety, and the children danced along with Franklin and Joey. Bystanders passed by. Was that flamingo salsa dancing? Pretty cool flamingo. See how he got his name. That's no ordinary flamingo. That's Franklin the Flamingo. And there it is. And there's a little back in the page about the author. A little blurb there, and www.franklintheflamingo.com. And the author gave me permission to read the book, and he said that you can learn to read 4 years and up, and it's ready to read at any age. And he signed it. Top of the book. Always sign it. So now we're going to do our takeaways. First book. If you had to do a takeaway with my pocket sloth goes to school, what would it be?
It's a rhyming book kids would want to read over again and wouldn't mind reading also.
Love it. Is one of those books I'll read it again. That's most definitely. What about you, Hannah?
Um, it's a fun book.
It's a fun book. She's so quiet. I love it. What about this book? What's your takeaway?
Our takeaway?
Uh-huh.
It was a good safety book about flamingos.
Good safety book about flamingos. Love it. So my takeaway from this sweet book here, this book here is sometimes in life we make decisions and they're not always the right decision, but sometimes, just sometimes, there's somebody that understands you and understands your wrong decision. The principal was very, very supportive. He didn't like it, but he was very, very supportive. So this, my takeaway for this book is you may make a mistake, a bad choice, and have fun while you're making it. And even though you made a mistake, you'll come across, or you may come across someone that understands. So just listen to the rules, follow the rules. And if you don't, just be honest about the sloth in your pocket. This book, my takeaway for this book is safety. Always wear your gear right now. The world is facing, wear your mask, wear this, wear that. So he had, if he had had his helmet on and his knee pads, he may have not hurt himself so bad, but he didn't have them on. So this is a great safety book, just like you said. So love that. Great stories. I agree, David. So Laura is sitting there so very quiet, and she has all these books that she sent me. So I don't read the books, but here's Nathan's autism spectrum superpowers. Here's Hannah's Down syndrome superpowers. Xander's cerebral palsy superpowers. Tell me what inspired you to write these books.
So I'm actually a pediatric physical therapist. And I worked in the school for many, many years as a therapist. And just working with kids in the school systems, just seeing how other kids need tools to be able to relate to kids who I was. And then my second son actually has autism for kids. And when he was 5 years old, he asked me, what's wrong? Mom, what's going on with me? What's wrong with me? Why am I not invited to birthday parties? You know, and I'm like, so instead of telling him he had autism, I told him he had superpowers. And I said, brain is making your ears hear sounds louder than the rest of us. So when you're curled up in a ball on the floor and you have your ears covered, and things seem so loud in the rest of the mind, it's supersonic hearing is taking over. And that's actually one of the first superpowers you can find in the book right here. And he was so excited. He said, Mom, what other superpowers do you have? And so I just started superpowers for him and telling him all the other superpowers that he had, so that he would be able to see how valuable his life was and how much he had to contribute and see things spun in a positive way, instead of seeing things from a negative way. And so I ended up writing the book for him. And each section has a little, I don't know if you can see, it says helpful hints for friends. So each section says, I wrote that first book originally, that says, you know, if your brother, your friend is curled up in a ball on the floor, their supersonic hearing's taken over, these are things you can do to help. Take them to a quiet room. You can help them find headphones. You know, these are all helpful to do. And each of the books has, they have like, this one has like a later, like it helps you figure out, you know, like this is something, you know, to help you figure out where this the life-threatening number 5 versus just number 2. So that's what inspired me to write. And I was going to have them published. Publishers said they were too niche and they weren't interested. They said they were help. And so I decided and I hired an illustrator and my own editor, and I just went for it. First one and the next two, and then I was publishing away. And Anna's like, "Hey, I love pockets. I love sloths. Why don't you write me a sloth book?" And so that's when I was like, well, maybe I can do that. Maybe I'll write a sloth book.
I absolutely love that. So, Lori, I'm going to offer you the opportunity, or I'm going to ask for permission that for the next 3 weeks, I focus on your books, one book at a time, so that no attention is taken away. So it'll only be featured by itself, so that we can have time to discuss it and read it. So for 3 weeks, even if you can't commit to being here 3 Tuesdays in a row, I want to read book one Tuesday, then book two, then book three, because I think that it brings so much awareness. And if you've never been around anybody with autism or cerebral palsy or Down syndrome, you don't know. And going back into school, I think this is powerful for kids and adults to just be reminded that they have superpowers.
Yeah.
They have the ability to do things and understand things and see the world in a different way than we can ever see it. So I'll talk to you later, but I want to start with your permission, this book next Tuesday.
Ma'am, absolutely. And it's just so important for people to understand that what these kids can do matters. That they can do things and they do matter. And so, yeah, that would be wonderful. Thank you.
So you have lots of comments. You have Mike that wants to contact you via Messenger because he has autism. And there's Mike, he'll invite all his autism friends to watch the video. And then Danielle says she has a daughter with autism. So where can they find these books in case they want to buy them before next Tuesday?
So all of these books are on Amazon. And then they're also on the same website. It's 139inspired.com. But you can also find me on Instagram or Facebook. If you look up 139 Inspired Kids Books, just the number 139 Inspired Kids Books, you should be able to find me on Instagram or Facebook. And then I have a link tree that links everything together. So they should be able to find my website, anything from all of those.
Yeah, well, that's good to know. So guys, you heard where you can get it, but you'll hear it next Tuesday. And so Mike, tell everybody to come and learn a little bit. So we'll close by saying, though, that book, don't you ever downplay that book. This book is the best book. It is so incredibly sweet.
Thank you.
Guys, Ms. Macklin just came on. She says, Lori, I love your can-do attitude. You did not give up when others did not share in your belief and your topic. And she's an avid reader, adult and children books. So
thank you,
Ms. Macklin. So we'll be focusing on that next week. So I always like to leave you guys with something that not everybody hears all the time. And all I say is, if nobody else tells you, Dr. George loves you. Do you want to say anything, Lori?
Yes. If nobody's told you, Miss Lori and our sloths love you.
So cute. How tall is he?
Thank you.
How tall is he?
How tall is this one?
Yes.
He's 3 foot, but this one right here is 6 foot. I don't know if you can see him.
Oh, wow. Yes. He's gigantic.
Our sloths love you too.
Oh, I love them. You know I love them. So I have Laura says she's interested in the books. Danielle, this was very amazing. And Macklin says we love you too. So guys, have a good night. See you back next Tuesday. We're going to be reading Nathan's Autism Spectrum Superpowers. Nothing else next week. This is dedicated all to Nathan next Tuesday. So I hope to see you all there. Have a good night, guys. Bye-bye.